and welcome to the Deviant Gamer Podcast, the podcast that skips cutscenes faster than Donald Trump skips out on his taxes. That's right. We welcome you to another episode, our second episode. I'm your host, Toxic Mike, and with me, first off, is Demonoid. What's up, Demonoid?
What's going on, brother? How you doing,
What's
buddy?
up? Good. Excited to get into this show because it's going to be a bumpy ride, mostly for Borderlands. But anyway, also joining us, he was here last week, he's here this week. We think he's on a roll. That is Thee Godfrey. What's up, Godfrey?
What's up?
Oh, your microphone's a little low. It was loud as hell before we started the show, but he toned it down a little bit. You doing good?
I don't know what's going on. Nah, hold on. Let's
There you go. Oh, a little too loud.
There we go.
Oh, technical difficulties. It's okay.
Work that board, Mike.
Oh my God. The way I did in high school. On today's show, we will be going over some new developments in the Disney Epic Games partnership from their latest earnings briefing. Some interesting little tidbits in there. We'll also have a large section of the show dedicated to everything Borderlands. From the new update that was just released this past week for Borderlands 3, to the shocking reception of Borderlands the movie that just released this past Friday, and rumblings surrounding the development of a much-anticipated Borderlands 4. So it's kind of like a shit sandwich with really good bread. All this and more. But first, let's get into what we've been playing. So we're going to jump right into it today with what we've been playing. And I was on vacation this past week, on vacation with the family, and nothing better than when you're on vacation with the family than to bring a gaming device, something you could play either when the family goes out to the beach, because who wants to go there, or when the kids all fall asleep. And I use my G Cloud. Me and Demonoid have discussed how nice it is to have a device like this. The G Cloud is amazing. I do not get any money for saying how amazing the device is, but for everybody out there that has actual Steam Decks are great. Steam Decks are awesome. But the G Cloud, with how light it is, how easy it is, and how many hours of gameplay you get from it, you can't beat it. But that was the device I was able to game off of. So not everything I was able to play while on vacation, but I got to get some really good stuff in. Suicide Squad, I continued playing that, and I've got to say, as I've continued playing it, as you know, I'm leveling up through the game. It's amazing. I have no faults with this game whatsoever. The gameplay is amazing to me. The leveling up is amazing. The world itself, the acting, the story. I honestly can say this is one of the best games I could be playing right now in the interim as we're waiting for World of Warcraft.
So you're playing that on a G Cloud? Are you playing that on the G Cloud device?
Yeah. Playing it on the G Cloud plays perfectly as long as you've got a good enough internet connection, whether locally or away from your home. Just you can remote into your Xbox. It is not available via the cloud like Game Pass, but you can play it through G Cloud, remoting into your Xbox at home, which I prefer that way. Actually, you get more options. I feel it's a little bit smoother. It's better graphically. I like it a lot more. But still digging this game. Playing as Harley Quinn, going through the levels, leveling up my abilities. It is slow getting like the ability to do bombs and certain weaponry, but 100% great game. I would actually on this show right now would be the one to go ahead and say I suggest buying this game. If you have a chance to buy it, if you're thinking about it, you're hearing it first here. Don't pay attention to the reviews. If you're somebody who likes, Godfrey is just throwing me off with his chewing during the show. Godfrey,
hear it?
you're a broadcaster. Yes, I've had to mute you multiple times. You're a broadcaster. You know that the number one thing the one thing that they say don't do during broadcasting is eating. Anyway, the game is amazing.
Dude,
don't pay attention to the reviews. Don't pay attention to the reviews. Go get it, especially if you're somebody
What about the movie reviews?
The movie for Suicide Squad. We're talking about the game.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, but we're going to talk about that later with Borderlands, right?
Yeah. That's why you jumping ahead.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. So,
what a breadcrumb.
To jump out in the middle of somebody talking and yell, "What about the movie reviews?" when we're talking about a different game? Ladies and gentlemen, that is a graduate of Connecticut School of Broadcasting. So anyway, Suicide Squad, I'd say go ahead and get it. Another game that I played, and both of these games were free during the Epic Games launcher about a couple of weeks ago. So this one was another one that I played, which I would 100% say go get. This is Fist. What does Fist stand for? I forget. It's fighting something. But anyway, it's a rabbit who's got a giant fist, but it's a side scroller. Perfect for mobile gaming. Perfect for the G Cloud. And the storyline, the gameplay, really cool, really compelling. And it's amazing the level design that they were able to do to accomplish with a side scroller in this game. So definitely worth it to get this one as well as a short pick-me-up game. It's almost like mobile game level in terms of being able to pick it up and put it back down, but with old school side scrolling and great graphics and great story. So that's what I've been playing. Again, both really, really good. Anything else? No, just G Cloud. Definitely say that that's great as well. Let's go over to Godfrey. Godfrey, what have you been playing?
Not a ton. I've been playing this game called Adult right now. Unfortunately,
that game.
But I did.
You don't win.
Yeah,
yeah,
you never win. But I wanted to ask you about the G Cloud device because, the younger generation will not. Like, we thought we were hot shit with our Game Boy. Like, the handhelds now are just out of control.
Right.
Like, the possibilities are endless. So I am reading though there is a xCloud, Xbox beta for G Cloud though, right? Like, you can use.
Oh, so the G Cloud
Xbox on there.
My number one ways to game on the G Cloud is you got Xbox native app for Xbox Game Pass, where you can stream any game that's available through the cloud service. That's also amazing. I like to remote into my Xbox, but if you don't have an Xbox and if you've got Game Pass Ultimate and you play PC games, this is perfect for that as well. So it's great for that. It's great for Steam games, remoting into your Steam account on your computer. It's also great for remoting into your PlayStation. And on top of that, they have what is called GeForce Now. GeForce Now is a service where it kind of congregates all of your gaming platforms, your gaming, what the hell did that just do? Your gaming clients, and says, okay, once you've gone ahead and signed into all of your clients, the system then says, okay, this guy's got all these games. He's good to play them. And the system basically makes it so that you can play any of these games via the cloud. And it works hand in hand with Epic, with Steam, with Xbox Game Pass.
Crazy.
So that you can play everything through this. But it is a membership, though. So regularly it's $9.99 a month for Priority, which gives you a premium rig with RTX on, Priority Access, 6-hour session lengths. I think that's per day, and up to 1080p. Right now they're doing a deal where it's $4.99. But wait. And then the $9.99 one, which is normally $19.99, is the Ultimate, which gives you a GeForce RTX 480 rig, exclusive access, 8-hour sessions, and 4K, and up to 240 frames per second. I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
Remember when we were younger and Game Gear was like hot? Remember when Game Gear came out, like Sega, like we were like, oh my god, it's in color, it's amazing. I used to play X-Men on that for hours.
I not only had the Game Gear, but I also had the adapter that allowed you to watch TV on it.
They had that? I didn't know.
Yeah.
That.
So it's right. I'm actually going to bring it up on the screen right now.
Oh
so,
yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So they had the adapter.
That was ahead of its time. That device was really ahead of its time.
Yeah, it was actually a TV tuner. Mm-hmm. I remember being in my parents' car and pulling that out and being able to watch TV. Yeah, we've
ahead of its time.
Way ahead of its time. I mean, if you still had that today, I feel like you would 100% be able to play it and be happy with playing it.
Yeah, you can't do that with a Game Boy. I'm sorry. If it's Game Boy non-color, you can't tell me that you're playing that. Like, this is cool. Like, it's... No. I'm sorry. It feels like you're playing like a fluid Etch-a-Sketch or something like that.
Right.
The old school Game Boy. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I've been playing, I haven't been playing a lot because, time, but I will be playing a lot.
Uh-oh, you muted. You went muted. He will be playing a lot once he stops being an adult. I
won't be muted. It's my mic. Now you guys can hear me though, right?
Right. We got you.
So, I'm going to be the audience's bridge to the sports games. So Madden's coming out. Mike will tee me up later when we talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
I have been looking forward to that. There's some dynamite deals on Madden itself actually right now. The college football
there are.
Back. I haven't. Yeah, you can get Madden for $10, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, and I believe Madden is a part of Game Pass as well. But yeah, Madden 25. When does learn more? Let me see what we got here.
August 16th.
Is it August 16th?
Yep. Yeah, right around the corner.
August 16th, pre-order. Available on Windows, EA, PlayStation, Xbox.
$10.
If you pre-order?
How do you do this?
Yeah, how do you get it for $10?
All right, I'm going to tell you how. So, you got to go through Best Buy. So, right?
Okay.
You can get Madden NFL 24 and the Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5 for just $10 at Best Buy. Snag the deal to prepare for a launch, right? So, and I think if I'm reading it right, I'm just getting this from Mashable.com, so you guys know I'm not making this up.
Okay.
It says they talk about Madden, blah blah blah, but but it's... I think you could get a $10 gift card too if you pre-order it on top of that, and you can't do that past August 16th. So I'm gonna order mine tomorrow, or later tonight when I get off here. But it looks like you're gonna get it for $10. Now, kind of scares me that they're willing to do that, because then it tells me that a lot of these games already want you to spend money within the game, and you can kind of get away with that with Madden unless you're doing Madden Ultimate Team and you want to buy the cards. I just like playing people online, and
yeah.
I kind of stepped away from Madden for the past couple of years because I have this thing about games like that are sports games. If they're not cross-platform, I don't want to mess with them. And they stepped that up last year, and they're doing that this year too. I just think it's ridiculous. Like WWE 2K, I'm gonna play it. I'll let you guys know how I like it. But I'm a little disappointed in a game that it is not cross-platform, and I just think that's kind of like chintzy and cheap on their part. I don't understand why that would hurt. It only helped the game,
right?
Especially with games. I don't get why they do this with games that are going to get recycled every year, right? WWE 2K, there's a new one every year. Madden, there's a new one every year. Hockey, etc. Baseball, the show, MLB, the show. If it's like a Call of Duty or something like that, that's cross-platform. But I can almost understand that more, or an exclusive. But when it's a game that they have on both sides, I just think that is just dog shit when they don't have cross-platform capabilities. I hate it. It's almost my way of protesting it. But for sake of the show, I will sacrifice and get back into the WWE 2K world. And I will
Thank you. We appreciate your sacrifice. No, I like the WWE 2K world. I've got 2K23, I think. I never upgraded the 24. Again, it's year to year. There's not huge differences. It's like every 3 or 4 years is when the huge difference comes in. I know for Madden, it's once you get 6 or 7 months into the current gen Madden is when they will release it on like EA Play or Game Pass. So I usually wait until it comes out on Game Pass. It's usually right before the next one comes out. But I'm with you on that. So does that pretty much does it for you?
$10? Yeah, pretty much. For $10 though at Best Buy, man, I'm getting that right now.
There you go.
I'm gonna buy it while you guys are talking on the next segment.
Demonoid, what you been playing?
Oh man, I'm still doing WoW. A little bit of World of Warcraft. Got the we talked about it last week. There was the pre-patch event. where you can get your characters all geared up to proper item levels, if not actually
Proper. I like that
very
it's proper.
way high. Well, way high item levels. That way you're kind of set for when the new expansion comes out. And then other than that, I mean, I've been itching for. I mean, you know me. I like the survival base building games like Valheim and Rust and everything, but I can't find one that doesn't just. I think we've talked about it before. The curse of MMOs, like being around people. So if you're playing a single player game, I've told you before that I don't like playing single player games because I feel almost lonely per se. Every survival game and base building crafting game like that, other than Rust, where it's just toxic as hell and there's people everywhere trying to kill you. Most of those games are solo, and if you don't have somebody that will join your private session, you're playing solo.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like I said, it's the curse of the MMO. I'm used to being able to just join a public event and play with other players. Playing a game like that I actually enjoy, I'm alone. Not to sound like a geek that's alone, but nobody else, none of you guys are really into space building, survival, like Valheim.
If it was something with a story, again, story driven, going through it like with me playing Suicide Squad right now. I'm okay with being alone as long as the story is good, as long as I'm in with the characters. I get invested, anything like that, like God of War, like Gears of War, anything like that. I'm okay with playing by myself. I love playing with friends, always. But yeah, stuff like that, I probably wouldn't be able to play by myself. It's a grind. You're playing grind games.
It gets boring.
Yeah, grind games I have to be with other people. Yeah, grind games I have
it's
to be
a time waster. Because I love that style of game where you're hacking down trees to collect wood, you're chipping stones to get stones and this and that. But what I hate about those games is when they start getting you to make you waste time. Like when you used to be able to build something, like you start the game off, you cut down a tree, and that's how you build your first base. But then you have to build your workbench. Then you put you put the logs into the workbench and make planks. That's how you build your next thing. It's just a time waster, and that's all they do. Workbench after work. I think it's actually a thing. The workbench meta, where you just constantly it wastes your time. It makes you play the game longer. It makes you play the developer's game longer. So I love that. I don't know why. I just have a fascination with those games, survival games. I have them all pretty much downloaded them, all the top ones. If you Google top survival games, I've probably bought them and downloaded them, but they're all solo. And so unless you have a bunch of people to play with on a private server, you're sitting in there alone. And I don't know, I get bored of that. So that's why I jump back on the WoW and do public events. Or when I was playing Fallout 76, every 20 minutes something popped up that you can play.
Yeah.
Or I'll even just pop into Smite because it's a 3 versus 3 or 5 versus 5. You're playing with somebody else.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all I've been doing.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a lull for any of the Warcraft fans. You don't want to get too sucked into another game as you're going into a huge expansion like this, the Metzen Return expansion, as I like to call it. It's difficult, but I think the games that we're calling out here, they'll hold us over. I know that I'll be taking off that day, and I can't wait for the show post-launch. It's going to be amazing. So that's great. Okay, so we got some gaming in. Well, most of us did. Godfrey's going to get on that Madden tip, and hopefully me and Godfrey will be able to play another game of Madden where I'm not inebriated and almost passed on a couch, and he beats me. Let's hope that
wouldn't
can
matter
happen.
either way.
It wouldn't have mattered either way. Well, that's great. Okay, let's get into the news section. I did not find that news stinger that we used to have. I'm gonna have to find that. But I'll just do this. Pew 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 pew. News pew pew. Does that work?
Perfect.
All right.
Pew, pew.
Oh, that was something. What was that?
That's newsworthy.
That works. That works. All right. So we're going to go with Disney makes a statement on Epic Games deal. If you don't know what this is, what the hell I'm talking about, Epic's Games and Disney have partnered. This happened a while ago where it was announced that they were going to be working together to kind of create. It's Fortnite mostly, their world, and Disney, where you see a lot of cross platforming between the two. But they're going to be building way more epic, crazy worlds, where it's kind of like it reminds me something of like Ready Player One type stuff that they're trying to put forth here. But anyway, here's what the article from GameSpot.com. As part of Disney's latest earnings briefing, the company discussed some of its plans for gaming. The company's executive summary touches on Disney's deal with Epic Games to create content for Fortnite, with Disney saying the company hopes to deliver transformational new games. I don't even know what that is. It's a big, giant word. They say we are reaching consumers in innovative new ways, such as working with Epic Games to bring together Disney's beloved brands and franchises with the hugely popular Fortnite in a transformational new games and entertainment universe, the company said. Disney went to claim that its business for licensed video games is the largest in the world. Its deal with Epic Games is another example of this, it said. As for why Disney is investing so much into video games, the company said it's trying to capitalize on a transformative industry-wide shift towards converged gaming ecosystems. Basically, what I get from this is that they're seeing the importance of the ecosystem of video games, the worlds within video games, and how they are mashing with so many different avenues in our world in entertainment, and how basically profitable it is. Everybody and anybody plays video games in some way, shape, or form. And by putting forth all of your IPs and making a real good, solid business partner with somebody like Epic, and Demonoid, you were saying it before we started, like Epic would be nothing without Fortnite right now.
Yeah.
Fortnite is their number one. Fortnite is number one. That's who they are. They are Fortnite. It's their cash cow. And to jump on that cash cow with Disney right now, I think is huge, and I can't wait to see what comes of it. We're looking at a picture, which was a screenshot taken from the video trailer, and I hope that this has something to do with it, where you've got totally different islands spaced out, where one says World of Disney, the other one is Pixar, the other one is a cruise line, going from just regular pancake games to VR. This could be huge. What do you guys think? Godfrey, what are your thoughts?
Wow, you got to put me on a spot like that?
I mean, you know who Disney is. You know who Fortnite is. You know the how important something like a deal like this could be to the industry. I'm sure you got to have some kind of opinion, right?
I mean, if it touches the VR skit, I mean, I don't know. VR is great. If it touches the VR world a lot better, then I feel like VR is moving, but not fast enough. And I think you need companies like this to be involved to get it to move faster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. Maybe if Disney owns that and they get involved because they own a lot of sports stuff, it's huge because it's a big player. But we'll see. I just feel like, we'll see what's up with these partnerships. I've never been a Fortnite guy. I know it's a hugely popular game.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys play Fortnite?
Yeah,
did you at one point, or
I did?
Yeah, he's got an account.
You got bored of it?
They did some weird stuff with account crossing and not.
Yes, I lost my account, and I'm a big time Epic hater now. So
because of this,
fuck them.
Because
because of that.
Yeah, collecting all of the skins and all the everything in the game. If you lose that kind of stuff, it can make somebody extremely butthurt, and rightfully so. Not in a bad way. Like, you spend a lot of time and effort getting this stuff. But yeah, and I still have my Epic account. I got screwed over also between my Epic account, my Fortnite account from Xbox to PC, but I was able to get my Fortnite account to link up to PlayStation. So that's where I'll play.
Why does that happen so often, right? Like, I feel like you hear those stories, like with GTA back in the day, at Fortnite.
It's. I believe it's all the way that they walk you through linking up your account. Where if you hit one wrong button, it becomes irreversible, and what happens is your account gets tied to that console.
I'm pretty sure.
You feel
like
customer service, like, do you feel like customer service for this kind of stuff just sucks? Like, for gaming in general, like I feel like they always want to kind of like, keep it at an arm's length. Write me an email, shoot me a tweet.
Customer service for the most part isn't bad, but the problem with this scenario is there is no way that I have found, even through customer service, to reverse once you've linked your accounts with that console. And like Mark was saying,
that's soul crushing when that happens.
That's
you put so much hours into it.
Mm-hmm. Mark was saying, like, that's pretty much what happened to him. He went in there, he was setting up his account, and you hit the wrong button. It's just usually one button, which it's not a good way to do it. But Mark, so what? Go ahead.
Well, yeah. I'll do this and I'll jump right into this Disney thing. But so my Epic account I was able to play on the computer for a while. Fortnite, when it first dropped, it was years ago. We were all still console losers, me and Ron, Guido's brother, and Guido, even you played it too. We all played on Xbox, like right when Fortnite came out, and it was early access.
I'm still a console loser, so there's one on the show that's a console loser, and that would be me. All right.
But we all played on console, so I had an Xbox. It was linked to my gamer tag. Once I got to a computer thing, and once Epic launched on computers, I played. I think me and you played a little bit on PC, and then something happened. We quit. I stopped using, because like I said earlier, Epic is nothing but Fortnite. I didn't play Fortnite. I didn't update the launcher. I didn't do anything. Went a couple of months, maybe even a year, we were doing other things, probably playing Steam, like a real launcher. And then the next time I tried to play Epic, it had me re-log in, logged into what I thought was the right account. And like you said, once you click that button that says, do you want to link this and blah, blah, blah. Now I just have a account named Demonoid that says it's linked to my Demonoid 26 old gamer tag from Xbox. And gone. Nothing. It's not the same account. So that's
why I don't like to link shit. That's why I don't like to link shit anymore. Like, I remember I went through a little bit of that with EA and their thing and linking Game Pass and this. And then it was like, you have to log in here with this login, but you link it here. I was like, you know what? I'm done. No more linking. It's just it's weird. It's like, I don't know if they just don't want to share private, I don't know, information, but whatever. I'm not gonna go off.
I get why they do it and why they are so careful with it and make you do so much steps so people don't steal your shit. But at the same time, like, fuck you. I'm on the same computer that used to play the other game. Like, remember me, fuck you. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, they can remember, like, to charge you money. Like, they never forget how to get the money, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
But they can't remember. Oh, we can't.
Yeah, my account's out there somewhere.
Save your account.
Somebody can fix it.
Mm-hmm. So, in terms of this whole thing, and possibly this partnership might bring you back to it, even without your stuff.
Well, yeah.
What do you think? I mean, again, the picture we have up on the screen speaks of a million words. But go ahead.
Exactly. I don't know what it is going to be. Like, I don't know. Did they give any more than this teaser? Like, I mean, to me, like, I don't know if this is just going to be different islands of Fortnite that you launch on and you play for. Because again, they do nothing but Fortnite. They have nothing else. So you're just going to drop into a Disney Fortnite?
It could literally, because, again, just going off this image, we see Marvel, ESPN, Lucasfilms, 20th Century Fox. We see Wreck-It Ralph. We see Monsters, Inc. It could be literally using the already crazy engine that Fortnite has. I mean, in Fortnite, you now can play, what's the car game that the car game with the ball, car soccer.
Card game with the
car soccer.
Shit. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. God damn, I can't think of it.
Everybody's screaming out there.
Play it. I used to play it.
Yeah.
Shit.
Everybody's screaming at their device right now.
Calling
us morons. But anyway, you could play Guitar Hero in it. You can play Rocket League. I mean, they're doing so much crazy stuff within this engine and enabling so much to be able to be done that it might be possible that you take your Fortnite character into these worlds, run up to one of these buildings, and then you're playing a mini game within each one of these worlds that goes with, whatever it is, Lucasfilms, ESPN, Marvel, Stark Industries. I see Nightmare Before Christmas on there. Like, it could be one of these things where you literally walk around. Maybe you go in and you can buy something from Disney. You know how they're very big on marketing with their sales. So it could be something like that. I mean, this is all speculation, 100%, but it's not far-fetched speculation. So it would be great to hear some more. I think that they've already announced this so long ago that to make that deal, they've already had the discussions of what this could encompass. So they should be able to give us something a little bit more, I believe.
A little bit of cross-pollination of characters, it sounds like. That would be a great way to put it. And that is exciting.
Right.
But we'll see. Let me ask you a question. Video games, right?
Good.
Like, when they make a video game based off a TV show or a movie, I feel like it's a low percentage that it's good.
It used to be, and it was the video game curse. It was the video game curse for the movie theaters. And you're talking about stuff going back to like the Super Mario Brothers movie or the Mortal Kombat movies. It started really.
I'm talking about reverse now. Reverse, like meaning like it was a movie, and then they make a video game based off the movie.
What's the last one? I can't even think of what the last title was. That it was a video game.
Spider-Man. I mean, you can say Spider-Man's kind of
no, because Spider-Man, that's just an IP that crossed everything. It wasn't you made a movie. I would say like something like Avatar. Like they made the Avatar movie and then they made the Avatar game, which did not live up to the hype. I did play that game and it wasn't done very well.
Remember, like back in it. Like Total Recall and Nintendo and Rambo would be like, oh, this is gonna be great.
Oh, Back to the Future, Goonies. Like they used to do crazy ones.
Jaws was good though. Game. Jaws was a classic game. Jaws was great.
The Aladdin game was a good one. Aladdin game for it was a good one. Sega Genesis.
Flying that carpet.
What about Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers? I thought
that was a good one. See, I don't
underrated one.
Yeah,
underrated.
Yeah. So it's a difficult move to make, especially if it's not done in correlation with the movie, if it's an afterthought. But it's always nice. They have a Wreck-It Ralph game that you could play. So it can be done, and it has been done properly. I think it's easier to go from movie to game than game. Wait, I'm sorry. It's easier to go from game to movie than movie to game. Did I say that correctly? It's late.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
I mean, finally, like Halo used to have all these animated ones, but I felt like the series, the TV series they did 2 seasons.
TV series was great. It sucks that they cut it off so soon. I thought it was amazing. We're getting a lot of. Yeah, they canceled it.
Fuck me up. God damn it. I didn't even know that. I would have looked for it right now. When are the new seasons coming out?
You haven't even seen an episode, Demonoid?
No, I have not watched it.
God damn it. I thought that was a really well-made TV series.
It was.
Off of a video game. For once.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is really good.
The plot
was good. The actors were good.
Mm-hmm.
You could watch it. This is my basis. You could watch it and not be someone who played Halo and get into it.
They brought the world of Halo to life in a very well done manner with the weapons, with the Covenant, with the Spartans, with Cortana. They did it in such a well done manner that didn't 100% stay true to the game, but stayed true to it enough that the players of Halo, the hardcore fans, were pleased. At least I was, and also, but it kept you in a story that made you want to come back for more. So I loved it. I've watched it and was looking forward to watching more of it. I think that what they should do is say, screw it, we're going to come out with just a full-fledged movie. But who knows, after the discussion we're going to have in a second, if that'll ever be a thing. With that, let's get into our next topic of the evening, which is Borderlands in general. But we're going to start off with Borderlands 3. Borderlands 3, which is still thriving. Still people are playing it. I'm still playing it to this day. Had a pretty good update. I wouldn't say massive. It wasn't massive, but it was a good update this past Friday. Thursday, August 8th. The update, players are now able to create a max level character from the main menu once they have beaten the game and have at least one max level character. Added an option to auto-sell gear based on rarity from the main menu, which is huge. Let me just put that out there. That is huge to give everybody the option to auto-sell. This auto-sell feature automatically sells your gear below set rarity when picked up. Cosmetics will not auto-sell, which is good because, fuck, I don't want to do that. Once the mission has ended, any mission reward items offered as a pickup could be automatically sold if auto-sell is enabled. And on Steam Deck, increased font size of text in the options menu. So it's a quality of life update. I thought this was pretty good. Also, with the release of the movie, Borderlands Gearbox has put out as a long-awaited Borderlands movie hits theaters and IMAX on August 9th, which was this past Friday. So to celebrate, we've popped open a loot chest worth of new heroes of the Borderlands cosmetic goodies that are free to all Borderlands 3 players on all platforms. As mentioned in the Borderlands 3 update notes for July 18th, the latest update adds 4 Vault Hunter heads, 4 Vault Hunter skins, 4 weapon trinkets, 1 weapon skin, and 2 Echo skins for all players. It doesn't seem like much, but you know what? It's free. I like free. They could have 100% made this a pay DLC, but they didn't. So I'm going to take that as a win. So go out there. Also, Demonoid, right before we started, pointed out that Borderlands, as of today, I'm talking about August 10th, 2024, Borderlands 3, I think, is what, $6 on Steam?
Yep.
So
for
Borderlands,
the base game. And then
for the base game.
Like we were discussing, we were trying to figure out the ideal way to buy it because there was a $4.99 option or a $5.99 option, then like a $24 option, and then an $80 option. And I think between our two brains, we have figured out that it's the $80 option is just the most current season pass.
Yeah.
If you just want to dip your toes into the game, you spend $5, you get the base game. If you're kind of interested, you spend $24, you get everything but that season pass. So
yeah. So if you're
Can
interested,
they pull out any more money out of us, like to get with these games now, like pay for the game to get access? Like, is it going to get worse, or is the market going to push back eventually?
It's going to get worse.
Awesome.
Borderlands 3 available on Xbox right now. Let me see. Borderlands 3 Next Level Edition is $6.99 for Borderlands 3 Next Level Edition on Xbox. So,
I have I know why it's going to get worse, and maybe this is conspiracy theory, but I think that these companies know that kids will buy this stuff without their parents' permission and make money off of it, credit cards, stuff like that. And I'm not trying to be like a downer here, but I think that they know that the revenue opportunity is just so high there, it's ridiculous.
Well, you don't even know the half of it. There's games like Elder Scrolls or Fallout or other games that have really gotten people to buy their games over and over again. So there are games out there where I literally have bought the game probably 3 or 4 times, either on different devices or it's bad for real gamers.
Do you say to yourself like, fuck, they got me again every time you do it?
With Suicide Squad, I bought it. No, wait. Let me backtrack. I got it for free, for Epic Games, and then I wanted to play on my couch and sit down, and I couldn't get it to work properly. So then I bought it on Xbox. So they'll get you no matter what. They'll get you no matter what. But
fair enough.
One way that Borderlands is not going to get you no matter what is with the movie that just got released this past Friday. Just yesterday, the Borderlands movie was released. Jesus Christ. It's got an IGN score of 3 out of 10, which is just fucking crazy to have an IGN score of 3 out of 10.
I got stats for you too.
The quote from IGN says Borderlands is an abysmal waste of beloved franchise that takes a kooky band of murderous misfits and drains the life of their first adventure together. They also say that Eli Roth's hideous as sin recreation of Gearbox Software's beloved looter shooter franchise belongs in the scrap heap. I'd call it cosplay the movie, except that it would insult the professional cosplayers who miraculously transformed into Mad Moxie, Tiny Tina, and other Vault Hunters with award-winning results. Roth's inexcusably dull, one-dimensional chore of a movie captures none of the creative chaos, exploration, or action-packed hilarity of the games that inspired it. That is brutal. That is brutal. The next one I got here, and we'll get to yours, Godfrey, in just a second. Film critic Edgar Ortega, his quote was, Borderlands feels like what an out-of-touch executive thinks the cool kids find appealing. There's not a single earnest character moment here, just obnoxious quips that feel dated as soon as they leave the actor's mouths. It's not even so good it's good. It's just a complete mess. Woo! That is the Borderlands movie that so many people have been waiting for. And as of today, it has a Rotten Tomatoes review score of 10%. That's by the with 94 reviews. And then an audience score of 51%. That is a stinker. That is a stinker and a half. And I, for one, am bummed as all hell. I'm bummed.
But don't you still want to watch it?
Yes, absolutely. 100% want to still watch it.
Because
yes. I will be going to see it.
Pre-show. Yeah.
Here's what I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided if I go to the movie theater to watch it or if I wait for it to come out on digital. That's where my I'm not sure. I'm going to watch this.
I think you can stream it. I think you can stream it now.
No way. It was a theater. Yeah, they got it in IMAX. There's no way that theaters would accept it if they were going to make it available for streaming, unless you're streaming it paying like $40. Where at that point you might as well go to the theater.
I thought I saw it for $25.
I would be very, very shocked. Very shocked.
Yeah, it's early.
But that's where my decision making comes in. Do I go out and watch it, or do I stay home and wait for the digital version? But yeah, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna go watch Borderlands the movie. Right?
It's on
Even though we agree.
$24.99.
What's that?
But yeah, it's on YouTube for $24.99. But yes, I absolutely. We talked about it pre-show. It's not about how good or bad the movie is. Me and you and our buddy Guido. I mean, the World of Warcraft movie was what, garbage? But they gave it like a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes or whatever they did.
It was garbage to the public, yeah.
Yeah, but because we were players of it, so yeah. Even if the game, even if it sucks, me, you, and Guido out watching this, then hitting the bar afterwards, like it's not going to be terrible. Like I'm in.
That's why. So that's the problem with these. That's the problem with these movies, though, is that they have to. The reason why they end up flopping a lot of times is because they don't mass appeal to people that are the hardcore fans. I mean, you have good actors in a movie, so you think that it's not a talent issue. Is it a script issue? It kind of looks like it from afar. But the one review that kind of hit me was the Forbes interview. This is neither a good Borderlands movie nor a good movie. Period. It feels like Gearbox and Eli Roth tried to split their difference here, making a mass appeal PG-13 action film, but gesturing vaguely at the games to try to get that crowd to show up too. So that crowd probably will show up, but the other crowd isn't, and that's the problem. And that's where I think these people falter is, you guys are already kind of bought into these characters because you've already played this game, right? But they're not selling these characters enough, or it doesn't pop off the screen enough for people to jump in it. They got Kevin Hart, Jamie Lee Curtis, that jerk off, I forget his name. You got the comedian Bobby Lee, Brett Kirshner. There's tons of dudes.
There's big names, yeah.
I mean, they spent out their ass on this one, and it's gonna like it's gonna flop. I mean, it already flop. Has.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen. I'm looking at the Hollywood Reporter's crapping on it. I'm looking at like average rating summary in Google is 2.5 out of 691. That's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And Rotten Tomatoes was at 0% for a while. You go to Reddit. I saw the Borderlands film, so you won't have to ask me anything. Like, you go to Reddit, it's just like they're crapping on it. It's just like, that's why for me personally, I don't have a lot of faith in movies made off video games, because I don't know if the appeal is there to be successful. I mean, can you think of a video game franchise that, maybe one or two that was like successful in that jump? Like, they tried Tomb Raider, but I feel like Tomb Raider was overhyped because Angelina Jolie was in it. Was that great? It was okay, right? I mean, Resident Evil, like, it was okay, but I think you had to be like a kind of like a hardcore follower of Resident Evil. They try to kind of like live off that kind of Blade type of energy, or that goth world, and it didn't really resonate enough, or I shouldn't say resonate, reverberate enough. And you just look at that stuff and you're like, one of these, like Star Wars is a perfect example. Like, that was already, kind of, people bought into the characters, and then they jumped into the video game world, and and so that's a super brand I'm bringing up. But like, if you ask the average person that isn't a hardcore gamer, hey, have you ever heard of Borderlands? I think like you would only get like an answer from like 3 out of 10 people outside of hardcore gamers. I know, but I'm not as hardcore as you guys. But I know just because I'm around those people. But
here's what I think is going on here. You've got a game like Borderlands, which is a very violent game, very shoot 'em up, blood everywhere, bones, very gritty, very in your face, dirty jokes, very unapologetic with how they are. And what you were saying really is true. They're trying to appeal to a mass market, whereas they had to make a lot of sacrifices to get to that PG-13 rating. I think Fallout did it perfectly, because with Fallout, they were able to flush out a story, because you've got 5, 6, 7, 8 episodes that are an hour long. You don't have to condense it into 2 hours. So you've got time to develop these characters and get people invested in them. That's where you get your mass market. But also you release it on something like a streaming platform where you can have that R rating, but still make it into people's homes and not have to apologize for it. I
think that's faulty thinking. But like, fuck it, give it an R rating. Listen, we were gonna watch that shit when we were kids. If we weren't set, we would have stuck in back in the day. We had to go to the goddamn theater. It's way easier for kids to get to this content. You're worried about an R rating, man? They could just go to Pornhub.com. Get out of here. You know what I mean? Like, but like, I'm just seriously like, just make the movie. Let it kind of be creatively free. If I was a director, I'd be like, yeah, I forget. I don't know what studio's behind it. I'd be like, well, here's the deal. If you want me to do it, I get to call the shots. Cut any content. And if you can't do that, then find some other jerk off to do it.
But Mark brought up the World of Warcraft movie, and one of the big things that reviewers were saying was they didn't have the time. They didn't take the time to develop the characters, to make you invested in these characters and who they are and what their struggle was. And they had to really consolidate a lot of story. And being somebody who's played World of Warcraft for 20 years, there's a lot of story there, and they had to consolidate that.
So you should go with a TV series, and then lean into a movie later on if the TV series.
Possibly, right? I mean? Because you're trying to flesh out this series, this story, that is so long. Yeah, a trilogy is good, but it's going to be a slow build for that. When you can do 8 hours because you're doing 8 episodes on a streaming service that keep people coming back week in and week out, you have more time to go slow because you got those cliffhangers each week. Whereas with a 2-hour movie, you're having people sit there for 2 or over 2 hours, but it is a limited amount of time to squeeze all that data, all that backstory into that window. That's where I think they're messing up.
Yeah, and like just look at Marvel, for example. You have decades of comic books and characters and things of that nature. And, sometimes they don't do well, but more often than not, they do, at least to be kind of above average successful or very successful.
Right.
And because they'll pick the story from it and not try to tell the whole story and leave something on the meat of the bone. And they try to tell the whole story here because they're like, wow, we got to tell them everything. And if we don't, they'll never come back. Well,
exactly.
Guess what? It's never going to come back anyway because it's just too much.
Right.
It's an info dump of a movie.
In Borderlands, and I haven't seen this yet, so I don't know really, but I know that Tiny Tina's in it. Tiny Tina doesn't come in till later on in the Borderlands franchise. There are other characters that don't come along. It starts off with a select few. Well, you focus on those. If you're going to do a movie, you focus on those select fews. You flush out that story. You give it an R rating, and you plan to come out with sequels. You put your all into the origin story of these individuals with, obviously the conflict and the what they're fighting for. But even though and I'm going to use Tiny Tina because I don't remember everybody's name from it, but Tiny Tina, she's going to come in the next one. It brings people back for the next one instead of shoehorning it into what they're doing here. I would love to see.
Can we do a top 3 list next week of worst video game movies? We have to do that. I think this top 3
we'll do that.
Worst video game movies ever. There's so many out there that I don't see how we cannot have a different list, each one of us.
Right.
We'll cheat, obviously, for you guys.
But I would like to see, like if they're going to do a Gears of War one, which is rumored that they're going to be doing it on Netflix. If they're going to do a Gears of War, if they're going to do a God of War, which has been rumored, I would like all of these to be on a streaming service where it's week in and week out. I understand that they're not good. They're everybody's looking for that payday, that box office hit. But let's do it the slow build. Let's do it that way. That's my thought. Going off of that,
had like an origin story, right? Like it feels like these video games they give you like 15 minutes of origin and then they cram in the rest after that.
Right.
Like you got to have a good origin story for something like that.
Right. Director Eli Roth also said, this is a quote from him after all the bad reviews were coming in. He said, I've always wait, let me read this correctly. I don't want to misquote him. I've always wanted to do something like this that was just like big and fun and crazy, where you just shut off your brain, grab a bucket of popcorn, and laugh your ass off. So he's basically telling you he didn't make this to be anything that you're going in and using your brain for. He's saying just shut off your brain and have some fun, which I can relate to that, and I get that. I've been in movies where I'm like, Deadpool. Deadpool's a great example. The Deadpool and Wolverine. You go in there, you shut off your brain to the craziness and goofiness that's going on the screen, and you just enjoy the ride. So that's what I'm going to do when we go see this.
I got to see Deadpool. I haven't seen it yet.
What?
No. I haven't seen it either.
Oh, Jesus Christ, guys. Jesus Christ. I'm ashamed of both of you. I'm ashamed of both of you. Also,
when do I have time to do this?
If you have the ability to, if you have the game, or if you can buy it online, I know on eBay you can get it pretty cheap. The Deadpool game for Xbox, I think it was for Steam. You got to get a Steam code, and those ones are expensive. The Deadpool game that came back years and years and years, I think it was released originally on Xbox 360, is still a good game today. I've got it on my arcade cabinet, so definitely a good get if anybody has a chance to. But I think I've said everything that I possibly can before seeing the movie. We'll obviously have a little bit more to say after we've seen it. But initial reviews, initial comments, initial people just coming out of the theater. Doesn't look good. But me and Demonoid are going to keep our minds open and shut off while we watch it and see what comes of it. Anything else from you guys? No? All right.
No, I mean, I'm going to watch it, but yeah, like you said, don't care if it's good or bad.
Right. Yeah. Borderlands 4 has not a great deal of information coming out of Borderlands 4, but during an interview with Gearbox CEO Randy Pitchford, he was specifically asked if the company was working on the sequel for Borderlands 3. Pitchford replied, "Of course we are. There's a moment when we're ready and we can and will announce something because that's the moment to make a public promise. We're working on lots of Borderlands. We're working on lots of Brothers in Arms. So just stay tuned." So they're working on stuff. We're getting there. I guarantee 100% Borderlands 4 will be way more hype than the Borderlands movie because that's their bread and butter. They're going up to 4. I don't think I'd be very shocked if they mess up Borderlands 4.
Yeah.
They've gone up to 3, and if they mess up Borderlands 4, God help them. God help them. What are your thoughts, Demonoid?
No, I mean, they, like you said, they can't. Everybody that I hear loved Borderlands 1 and 2. I played both. I never touched 3 because most of the reviewers are what you're saying.
Right.
It's trash.
Yeah.
Terrible storyline. And I'm surprised you like it because you listen to the storyline and everybody seems to hate the storyline in that game. They like the gameplay. They like the looter shooter. That is what that game is. But if you sit and actually listen to the cutscene, and I don't know any, I'm just reading reviews. I didn't play the game, don't know the story. They say the story is garbage. Say if you skip the cutscenes and you just play and have fun with what Borderlands is, killing and looting new upgrades, it's fine. Other than that, it's terrible.
But
if you look at all the top Steam reviews, that's what they say.
But that just shows you something. Everything appeals to somebody. You know what I mean? Like there's people out there. I mean, there's games out there that we'll see on the top 10 list or that are still out there running, and you're like, how is that game still thriving? How is that game still alive? How are people still doing that? Yeah. And there's so many people on this planet that there is going to be a market for almost anything. Hell, there's a market for like playing a game where you a wiener, it floats across your screen like a snake, and you battle them. I mean, like there's
what happened to that game?
Yeah.
What game
the
is this?
Original runaround of we spotlighted this on a show years ago.
Yeah, the original it was like Rubber Wieners or something.
Yeah, it was coming soon. We were all gonna buy it. It's got to be out by now, or it's banned.
CUMM.
Kind of like the Guy game got banned, but I'll have to find that. What's that?
No, I was just gonna say while you were looking for that, I was gonna real quick read off the top of reviews on Borderlands 3. Great gameplay, horrible writing. I thought the cringe was ironic for the first hour, then it got really sad. If you skip all the dialogue, the game is actually kind of fun. Stupid fun action, meh story. So yeah, it seems you seem to be the only one that likes the story there, Toxic.
Genital jousting is what it's called. Genital jousting.
So is that buyable?
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna show a picture because I don't want to get.
You could.
What?
Yeah, you were able to like take over somebody, right?
Yeah, so you were fighting in genital, and you were able to go. Yeah, you were able to dock with other ones or go in the ball area.
Did you say dock?
Yeah, but you're also fighting.
Where the fuck? Oh my god! What is you guys? This is
I'm downloading it right now.
I'm downloading it right now.
It's $7.
Good for you. Good for you, sir.
So genital jousting. That's Deviant Gamer's next recommendation for you to go play. We're waiting for that movie.
Genital jousting.
That adaptation is going to be wild. All right, so that's going to do it for us. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for sticking till the end, till we got to genital jousting. That was a nice little Easter egg for all of you. Appreciate your support. Appreciate you download the initial episode. And if you have not gone and downloaded episode 1, please do so. Please go ahead and on the Apple Podcast Store, give us a 5-star review, give a little quirp saying how awesome we are. And follow us on all of our social media, on Twitter, on TikTok, on YouTube, and anywhere else. That helps us out tremendously. You have no idea how great that helps us out. But it doesn't cost you a goddamn thing, so that you can go spend your money on genital jousting. And with that
I wonder if there's a foreskin upgrade in that game.
Oh my god.
DLC.
DLC, yeah. Dickload content? No, instead of download content.
And with that being said, remember, it's all fun and games.
Until somebody
gets trolled.
Gets trolled.